Buck. But first off, Coach, you got a game here this evening against the Wapahani Raiders, your second game of the season. Now, of course, last Tuesday, you had your first game of the year at Anderson. Unfortunately, took a loss there in a very tough battle. So what's the game plan here this evening in order to rebound in your home opener and get to 500 on the season?
Well, we bounced back. We talked with the team. That was a tough loss. We ran up against a very quick, very physical defense at Anderson that took us out of the things that we wanted to run at Anderson. But we bounced back. We've had 2 good practices over break. And, we've talked, all you can do is go back to work after you have a tough loss like that and try to continue to improve. And the players have done that in the last 2 days. Tonight, we face a different type of test. We play a Wapahani team that's fundamentally extremely sound. They can all handle the ball. They can all take the ball to the basket, and they have majority of them can really stroke it from 3-point range. So they will bring about a different challenge than what Anderson brought. Anderson quick, physical, whereas this team is very, very fundamentally sound, and we'll have to be very good defensively to find success tonight.
Yeah, and of course, for Wapahani, they won their first game. That was over at Muncie Central in a close one. And Wapahani, a team that doesn't necessarily have a lot of size to them, you definitely outweigh them on that spectrum. So when facing against more of a small ball, quick, very good shooting team, as you just mentioned, what do you try to tell your players when trying to defend that?
Well, we hope that we can take advantage of our size advantage tonight. We're kind of battling the stomach flu, so right now it's going to be a game time decision as to what that starting lineup is going to look like. But we hope to be able to get the ball inside and take advantage of our heights, like I said. But the thing that concerns me about Wapahani, like I said, they can all handle it, they can all drive it, and most of them can shoot it. There's not any one particular person you can lay off of, and they see the floor so well. Andrews is obviously their go-to man. I think he had 28 at Muncie Central. Really didn't get off to a very good start, and he still ended up with 28. And they see the floor, and they find the open man and distribute the ball extremely well. So, like I said, defensively, they're going to create several challenges for us. And then if they get ahead, they like to control the tempo and move the basketball and make you play defense. So.
Yeah, and you mentioned there the name Isaac Andrews, of course, very, very good player. And Indy Star put him as one of their preseason candidates for Mr. Basketball, and a very good scorer. Of course, you were just saying that he put up 28 against Muncie Central in their first game. So when defending a guy like that, what do you try to tell your players?
Well, we need help. We've worked the last 2 days on being in good help position if he does break us down on the dribble. Aaron Cookston is going to be the young man that's going to start off on him. And Aaron did an outstanding job up at Anderson. Just couldn't ask for a better defensive effort from him. Reese Kaplinger came in and did a nice job as well, but that's who we're going to start on Andrews. But at the same time, like I said, if he breaks Aaron down off of the dribble, then we have people that are going to be in help position, which we did a nice job at Anderson. At Anderson, we played well enough defensively to win that basketball game. We just struggled on the offensive end due to their outstanding defense. But tonight we'll need to match that defensive effort in a little bit different way. Anderson, we tried to guard the lane, keep them out of the paint because they like to put it on the floor and penetrate and kick. Whereas this team tonight, they penetrate and kick, and they have much better shooters from the perimeter than what Anderson had.
All right, but with that being said, that'll do it for a pregame interview here. Once again, Coach, thanks for joining me.
Thank you.
91.7 WEEN. That was Hold On by Justin Bieber.
Okay, we have more fashion hot takes, everyone.
I'm so excited.
All right, can you guess it? Because I kind of mentioned it the previous hour.
Yes, okay, so Gracie kind of mentioned this. Fanny packs.
Fanny packs.
Yes.
And leopard print.
Yes, and both super great topics. I know that I like one better than I like the other. Which one?
I have a story
You're
about
gonna have
one,
to
but
stay
not the
tuned.
other.
Yeah, we have stories to tell, so stay tuned.
Stay tuned. Right now, here is Magic No Way No here on 91.7 WEEM. Hey, are you okay?
No,
What's wrong?
I can't listen to 91.7 WEEM because I'm not in my car.
Well, don't you fear. Our app is here.
Tired of not being able to listen to Pendleton's best radio station, 91.7 WEEM, anywhere and everywhere? Try out our app. With the 91.7 WEEM app, you get the best hits. Our station now goes where our listeners go. Find 91.7 WEEM in app stores today. Available for Apple and Android.
Thank you so much for telling me about the 91.7 WEEM app, found in Apple and Android app stores.
Some see a student athlete working on a shot. We see a powerful lesson in persistence. Some see a student preparing for success on an exam. We see a student athlete preparing for success in life. Some see a student athlete working hard in the weight room. We see a future leader learning there are no shortcuts to success. Some see a start to a swim meet. We see the starting blocks for life. Proud to keep education in front of athletics since 1903.
If you're just tuning in alongside Ryan Davis, I'm Dawson Perrell. We got some boys basketball on tap here this evening against the Wapahani Raiders and the Pendleton Heights Arabians. But as they announce the starting lineups here this evening, taking a quick look at the two coaches for both teams. Starting off for Pendleton Heights, of course, Coach Joe Buck. Returning for Pendleton Heights, he was the coach all the way back. His last year was 2006, but after an absence in the spot, Coach Buck decided to come back to Pendleton Heights basketball, take over the head coaching job. And then for the Wapahani Raiders, their head coach, Matt Luce, has been coaching here quite a while. Very, very successful last season. Wapahani went, 25-2. They finished 9-0 in the conference. That's first in the Mid-Eastern. And on top of that, they were undefeated on the road. So this team, this Wapahani team, although they lost a number of seniors, they're very comfortable playing at other opponents' home floors. So I think, again, this will be quite the matchup. But I think Pendleton Heights definitely has the skill and opportunity to get the win here if they hit their shots and they be sure not to turn the ball over.
Yeah, I think one big thing for the Arabians is just take your time. Make sure you try to keep pace of the game. Try to control the pace of the game. And I think also you got to watch out for Isaac Andrews. It's big name. I think the two guards that's starting for the Wapahani Raiders are the two biggest players that you really need to watch out for. They both led. They're the two leading scorers for Wapahani in their first game. But you also got to watch out for their forwards.
All right, but here at mid-court for the tip, for Pendleton Heights, it's Seth Laravia, and for Wapahani, it's Nick Cook. Nearly a 4-inch difference favoring Seth Laravia, and with that, Pendleton Heights will win the tip as Dontrez Braxton corrals it, and he'll cross the timeline. Pendleton Heights getting underway here. Mazingo with it, right wing, drives in, kicks it back out. Now Laravia in the corner, swings it to Cookston, now to Braxton. Dontrez Braxton hands off to Laravia. Laravia spot up triple, no good, off the mark, but an offensive rebound. Another three. Evan Mazingo also off the mark, no good, off of the back iron, rebounded. Wapahani now going the other way. It's the Raiders. Isaac Andrews over to the corner. Camden Bell. Bell guarded by Evan Mazingo. No score yet. 7:19 to play in the first. Nick Cook with the right wing three is up and good, and Wapahani gets the scoring going with a triple. 3-0 now.
Nick Cook last year averaged 6 points per game. He had 8 in that first game against Muncie Central.
Evan Mazingo. Screen from Seth LaRavia. Over to Dontrez Braxton in the corner. He gets a screen from Joe Estes. Estes on the low block off of the roll. Estes no good. Good defense there from Wapahani. Now the Raiders going back on offense. 3 ball. Isaac Andrews is no good. Rebounded. Wapahani no good as well, but another rebound and then a turnover. It was Mason Barton who got the second offensive rebound. Tried to find his teammate at the top of the key, but it was picked off on the pass, and now Pendleton Heights will be back attacking the left basket. Evan Mazingo with it, top of the key, drives, puts up the difficult shot, no good off of the front iron. And a good rebound from Isaac Andrews. Pendleton Heights still scoreless, 3-0 our score. 6:13 left to play in the first. Corner 3, left it short. That was Nate Luce. Rebounded Pendleton Heights. Dontrez Braxton wants to set up a play. Braxton guarded by Luce. Over to Mazingo in the corner. Open 3 is good. Mazingo from downtown. We're tied at 3.
Great job there from Joe West as to set that pick for Evan Mazingo to be wide open on that wing.
Nate Luce. Hands off to Camden Bell. Bell, top of the key. Now over to Barton. Bounce pass back to Luke. And here's Nick Cook. Triple time from the right wing. 3's falling for Wapahani. 6-3 our score now. Nick Cook in that last game against Muncie Central had 8 points. He was 3 for 3 from the field. An illegal screen here on Seth LaRavia, as this will be the first foul for either team in this first quarter. Another turnover here, I guess the first turnover, but looks like that problem might be carrying over from that Anderson game, as Wapahani will get the ball back, leading 6-3 now with 5:03 left to play in the first. Catch and shoot. Isaac Andrews is off the mark and no good. Wapahani will get another chance at it, but misses again. And now Pendleton Heights will launch this ball down the court. It's Dontrez Braxton who tried to find Aaron Cookston, but out of bounds from the baseline. Last touch, Pendleton Heights, and yet another turnover here for the Arabians. Wapahani ball.
Arabians really seem to be trying to rush down the court. I feel like they really need to slow down, try to set up a play.
Camden Bell. Over to Luce. Luce, left wing. Guarded by Cookston. Back to Camden Bell. Bell, top of the key. Triple ball is no good, but an offensive rebound. Isaac Andrews. Pump fake, takes the triple, and knocks it down. Isaac Andrews with a 3 now. 3 threes already for Wapahani, now leading 9-3 with 4:18 left to play in the first. And another offensive foul here, and my guess this is on Seth LaRavia once again. Sure enough, yet another illegal screen on Seth LaRavia, and that'll be his second and Pendleton Heights' second of the quarter. And with that, Joe Buck will send in Reese Kaplinger to take out Seth LaRavia, as the senior will have a spot on the bench. Nate Luce, right wing. Bounce pass to Barton. Barton hands off. Isaac Andrews now with it. Andrews guarded by Cookston. This is the matchup we're talking about. Over to Luce, now into the corner. Camden Bell. Luce, 3 ball, no good, but an offensive rebound. That was Camden Bell who came in. Another offensive board after the miss, and a foul on the shot. It's no good. It was Mason Barton who went up strong. That was Joe Estes with the foul, and with that, Barton will head to the line for a pair.
I think we're seeing the struggles with Josiah Gustin not being able to play tonight down low. A lot of offensive rebounds for Wapahani, and that's where most of their points are coming from.
First one's no good from Mason Barton. He struggled from the free throw line last season, although he didn't play much. Shot 38% from the charity stripe last year. His second one is up and good. Barton goes 1 for 2 on that trip, and now Wapahani leading Pendleton Heights 10-3. And as you were mentioning, Ryan, the absence of Josiah Gustin is being heavily felt so far by Pendleton Heights. Evan Mazingo, jumper from the free throw line, is short off of the front iron. Rebound hauled in off of the hardwood from Nate Luce. Now Barton with it on the low block. Pump fakes, can't get it to fall. Gets his own miss, kicks it back out. Now Bell with it. Wide open 3 for Nate Cook, and Cook knocks it down, and Pendleton Heights is forced to call the timeout. Everything falling for Wapahani. 13-3, 3:05 left to play in the first. Wapahani leads. We're going to take a quick break. You're listening to the Arabian Sports Network, 91.7 WE.
Some see a student athlete working on a shot. We see a powerful lesson in persistence. Some see a student preparing for success on an exam. We see a student athlete preparing for success in life. Proud to keep education in front of athletics since 1903.
Back to Pendleton Heights basketball on the Arabian Sports Network, 91.7 WEEM.
We welcome you back here to Pendleton Heights High School on the Arabian Sports Network. 13-3 our score. Pendleton Heights trailing the Wapahani Raiders here with 3 minutes to play in the first. Evan Mazingo with a jumper from the free throw line is once again short off of the front iron and rebounded by Wapahani. For the Raiders on offense, it's been all about the 3 ball. So far leading Pendleton Heights 13-3 with 4 threes as a team. Now Camden Bell in the corner. Brings it out to Nick Cook. Cook looking right back to Bell. Bell with it. Left wing. Guarded by Mazingo. Wapahani moving it around the perimeter. Now Nick Cook. Cook already with 3 threes in the game. To the inside, and Mason Barton couldn't hit the layup. It was blocked by Joe Estes, but Wapahani with yet another offensive board. Now a foul here. Isaac Andrews had it, guarded by Aaron Cookston. Cookston reached, got called with the foul there, so that'll be Aaron Cookston's first, and Coach Buck is going ahead and send in Isaac Wilson, sit down Aaron Cookston, and looks like Pendleton Heights wants to go with a little faster lineup. Isaac Wilson, Cooper Sims, Reese Kaplinger, Joe Estes, and Evan Mazingo is the 5 on the floor right now for Pendleton Heights. Mason Barton over to Isaac Andrews, and Andrews knocks it down from the mid-range jumper. He's now up to 5 on the night, and Pendleton Heights is now trailing 15-3. Wilson gets it, right wing. Wilson over to Mazingo. Mazingo right back to Wilson. Again at that right 3. Over to Cooper Sims, top of the key. Mazingo over to Isaac Wilson. Wilson from downtown, off the mark and no good. A fight for the board. Evan Mazingo comes away with it. Puts up the layup. Also no good, and a foul called. This one will be against Joe Estes and the Arabians. So far for Pendleton Heights, they can't get their shots to fall, and Wapahani is the complete other way as they're getting everything to fall. Now this is 5 fouls, and sure enough, Wapahani will go to the line for the bonus, as this is Nick Cook going to the line for a pair. 15-3 our score. Wapahani leading Pendleton Heights. 54 seconds to play in the first. First one is good for Nick Cook. Second one is good as well. Cook now up to double digits with 10 points. 50 seconds to play in the first. Cooper Sims across the timeline. Over to Mazingo. Mazingo left wing. Reese Cap, top of the key. Hand off to Cooper Sims. Joe Estes gets it, left wing, gives it right back to Wilson, top of the key. Now over to Sims. 25 seconds to play in the first. Pendleton Knights looking for a good shot. Wilson swings it around. Mazingo step back. Jumper off the mark. Rebounded Wapahani, and he's fouled on the rebound. It's Isaac Andrews going to the line for a pair, and this has definitely not been the way to start for Pendleton Knights. Isaac Andrews last season 89% from the free throw line, a very, very good free throw shooter. First one's up and good for Andrews. He's now up to 6 points on the night.
Yeah, Dawson, to point something out. Isaac Andrews last year against Pendleton Heights actually got his 1,000 points for his 1,000-point career at Wapahani last year against Pendleton Heights. So he's been a great player for Wapahani in his 4-year career.
Yeah, 1,000 points. Being only a junior, now a senior, is very, very impressive, as Isaac Andrews is going to take a seat on the bench as Wapahani will send in Logan Wolf. Pendleton Knights back on offense, 10 seconds to play. They're going to be looking for a last opportunity shot. Mazingo over to Wilson. Wilson drives baseline, loses it, turns it over. Threw it straight into the arms of Nate Luce. And Luce misses the last second shot from half court. And that'll do it for the first quarter. Wapahani having their way with Pendleton Knights, 19-3. Raiders lead. We'll take a quick break. Second quarter coming up next on the Arabian Sports Network, 91.7 WEEM.
Are you okay?
No.
What's wrong?
I can't listen to 91.7 WEEM because I'm not in my car.
Well, don't you fear. Our app is here.
Tired of not being able to listen to Pendleton's best radio station, 91.7 WEEM, anywhere and everywhere? Try out our app. With the 91.7 WEEM app, you get the best hits. Our station now goes where our listeners go. Find 91.7 WEEM in app stores today. Available for Apple and Android.
Thank you so much for telling me about the 91.7 WEEM app, found in Apple and Android app stores.
Back to Pendleton Heights basketball on the Arabian Sports Network, 91.7 WEEM.
Welcome you back here to the Arabian Sports Network. 19-3 our score. Wapahani leading Pendleton Heights at the start of the second quarter. Wapahani with the lead as well as the possession as they're attacking the right basket. Isaac Andrews has it, top of the key, guarded by Seth Laravia. This is a mismatch. Isaac Andrews dishes it out to Nate Luce, and Luce misses the floater, rebounded by Pendleton Heights.
It was a great board there by Joe Estes.
Estes now with the top of the key, finds Mazingo, left wing. Tried to dish it in to Seth Laravia on the low block. It was poked out of bounds, last touched Wapahani. Pendleton Heights will inbound here from the baseline. Dontrez Braxton, the shot man. Going to find Evan Mazingo in the corner. Now to Aaron Cookston. Over to Braxton. Braxton. Joe Estes, cross-court pass to Aaron Cookston in the corner. Cookston drives, puts up a difficult shot, and can't get it to fall. The cold streak for Pendleton Heights continues. 19-3 our score now. Wapahani leads. Isaac Andrews with it. Right wing. Gets a screen from Logan Wolf. Wolf. Over to Barton. Nate Luce. Mason Barton with it now. Gives it off to Isaac Andrews, and Wapahani is going to want to set up a play here. Isaac Andrews gets a screen from Wolf. Wolf now the open three. It's no good, off of the mark. Rebounded Pendleton Heights. Dontrez Braxton the other way with it now. Braxton drives. Kicks it back out to Evan Mazingo, top of the key. Now to the inside, Seth Laravia double-teamed, puts it up. But an offensive foul. Seth Laravia upset with the call. But can't fight it. That's his third. He's going to have to watch himself now.
Yeah, I think what they called on that one, Seth was really using his left arm to really push off on Mason Barton. I think that's what they saw there.
That push-off was the call. And considering the absence of Josiah Gustin, Pendleton Heights just needs Seth Laravia that much more, and they cannot have him in foul trouble this early. Nick Cook for Wapahani now with it the other way. Logan Wolf hands off to Eli Andrews. Andrews, who had 4 points in their last outing, will give it off to Isaac Andrews. Isaac Andrews drives, kicks it in the corner. Eli Andrews shot fakes, doesn't take it. Top of the key. We got a sportsmanship warning against Coach Buck. Now I saw head coach for the Arabians, Coach Buck, talking to the ref, but obviously can't really hear what he's saying, and I guess it was a bit too much, at least according to the ref, as he'll get a warning. And a technical foul from the Arabian bench. He just got a warning, 10 seconds ago, and a tech coming. Coach Joe Buck going to try to talk to the other ref, trying to plead his case, but here's Isaac Andrews at the free throw line. Andrews will hit the first. What's going on here? They're getting Peyton Pollock out of here. They're throwing out.
I've never seen this before.
Yeah. The ref signaled over the AD and said the student right here was talking a bit too much. Isaac Andrews still waiting at the free throw line. Andrews. Is good on both. Andrews now up to double digits points, 10 points, and the score 21-3. As so far, this second quarter has been a catastrophe for Pendleton Heights when it comes to the technical fouls, a warning, and then a tech, and then a student thrown out. Isaac Andrews, a deep three is no good, but out of bounds, last touched. Pendleton Heights, so Wapahani will keep possession here, attacking the right basket. Inbounding here, baseline, it's Camden Bell. Bell dumps it off to Nick Cook, low block, shot fake, puts it up and finishes through over Joe Estes. Nice job by Nick Cook, getting the basket through the contact. Cookston, left wing. Now Braxton, top of the key. Braxton drives. Spins, jumper, off the mark. Another miss for Pendleton Heights. Rebounded Wapahani. Eli Andrews taking it up the timeline for Pendleton Heights. Isaac Andrews now with it. Over to Camden Bell. Bell, right corner. Tries it to drive baseline. Is rejected by Joe Estes. Far wing, Nick Cook. Bell, top of the key, three, in and out, no good. Rebounded Evan Mazingo. Pendleton Heights back on offense. Seth Laravia, corner three, no good. Off the mark, Pendleton Heights cannot get a basket to fall. They'll get a break, though. Out of bounds play. Nick Cook was the intended target on the pass, but he couldn't quite get a handle on it, and he just walked out of bounds.
So that'll be a turnover on Wapahani. Pendleton Heights finally going to be able to set up a play here. As Dontrez Braxton will take that up for Pendleton Heights. Left wing, Isaac Wilson drives. Baseline, rejected, and a push call here. Nick Cook, a bit too much contact. As Dontrez Braxton will inbound here baseline, and that's the first foul called against Wapahani this quarter as well as the game. Nick Cook going to be his first. Off the fingertips of Aaron Cookston. Isaac Andrews on the fast break. Goaltend looks like it's going to be the call. Seth Laravia tried to block it off of the backboard, but it touched the backboard first before Seth Laravia got a hand on the ball, and that's a goaltend. So 2 points added to the scoreboard, 25-3 our score now, 3 minutes, 30 seconds to play in the second quarter. Wilson has it left wing over to Mazingo. 3 ball is good. Arabians needed that one. Mazingo from deep.
Yeah, that was the first shot I've seen from the Arabians that was actually Evan Mazingo took his time and made sure he had a good shot on it.
Camden Bell over to Barton. Barton guarded closely by Braxton. Now into the corner, and a timeout going to be called here by Matt Luce and the Wapahani Raiders. So we're going to take a quick break with them. 25-6 our score. Wapahani leading. 3 minutes to play in the first half. You're listening to the Arabian Sports Network, 91.7 WEE.
91.7 WEEM delivers the best variety of songs, news, and is student-run. We produce imaging pieces, live broadcasts, content, podcasts, and more. Our students work hard every day to improve our station. You can support our station by following us on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, Facebook, and YouTube. Be sure to also tune into the radio, 91.7 WEEN, on air, online, and on demand.
Back to Pendleton Heights basketball on the Arabian Sports Network, 91.7 WEEM.
We welcome you back here to Pendleton Heights High School on the Arabian Sports Network. If you're just tuning in, alongside Ryan Davis, I'm Dawson Perrell. 25-6 our score. Wapahani leading with 2:49 left to play in the second. Had a jumper here from Camden Bell. It's off the mark. Now the Arabians on the other end. Seth Arabia missing a wide open layup. And that's how this game's been going for Pendleton Heights. Seth Arabia no good. Wapahani rebounds now going the other way. Turnover here. Wapahani with their second turnover of the game as Pendleton Heights will quickly go the other way now. Got a foul here down low. This one will be against Wapahani. It's Mason Barton, I do believe. Yep. Barton with his first. Again, that's off the ball and, of course, on the ground. So Ravens will inbound here from the baseline as Joe Estes will check in for Seth Laravia, as well as Eli Andrews checking in for Wapahani. Joe Estes gets it off of the inbound, now in the corner. Tried to go inside to Aaron Cookston, but it was a foul call here. Isaac Andrews had his arm in front of Aaron Cookston's body, trying to get the steal, and that's a foul. So yet another foul call here against Wapahani. Arabians once again inbounding. Out of bounds, last touch, Pendleton Heights. Dontrez Braxton tried to get it to Evan Mazingo, but it was a lot of contact, no foul called, and out of bounds. Wapahani back on offense with yet another Pendleton Heights turnover. We're going to pause 10 seconds for station legal identification here on the Arabian Sports Network, 91.7 WEEM.
Broadcasting from the WEEM studios, underwritten by Community Hospital Anderson, this is the Arabian Sports Network, 91.7 WEEM Pendleton.
Back to Pendleton Heights basketball on the Arabian Sports Network, 91.7 WEEM.
We welcome you back here to Pendleton Heights High School, where Eli Andrews just sunk a three for Wapahani. Raiders now lead 28-6 with 1:34 to play in the second. Evan Mazingo tried to give it in to Joe Estes, but it's stolen away. Wapahani going the other way, and Camden Bell finishes strong. You got a timeout here from Coach Buck. 30-6 our score, minute 23 left to play in the second. We're going to take a quick break with them. You're listening to the Arabian Sports Network, 91.7 WEEM.
Welcome to the Arabian Roundup with your host, Kennedy Quinn and Bella Myers. The Arabian Roundup is here every Tuesday through Friday from 5 to 7 a.m. The show rounds up your morning thoughts as they discuss the craziest of topics. From dad jokes to the latest Taylor Swift songs, the Arabian Roundup is here to perk up your mornings here on 91.7 WEEM.
Open Monday through Saturday from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. More information is available at twistersodabar.com. Twisters Soda Bar.
Back to Pendleton Heights basketball on the Arabian Sports Network, 91.7 WEEM.
Welcome you back here to Joe Buck Court here at Pendleton Heights High School. Aaron Cookston going to get the post hook to fall. Some life for the Arabians now, 30-8. That's only the Arabians' third made basket of the game here with a minute to play in the second quarter. Eli Andrews over to Camden Bell. Bell, one-handed pass to Isaac Andrews. Now to Nate Luce. Three ball here from Eli Andrews is no good off the mark. Fight for the board. It's rebounded by Reese Kaplinger, who nearly lost his footing, but will keep his balance. And with that, Pendleton Heights will be back on offense, attacking the left. Wilson over to Aaron Cookston. Cookston back to Isaac Wilson now. Between the rings. Mazingo now with it left wing. Gives it to the inside. Joe Estes in trouble. He's fouled. 2.1 seconds to play. Joe Estes, it looks like, will go to the line. No, excuse me. This one will be on the ground, yeah. Pendleton Heights will inbound here from their own baseline. As now, Pendleton Heights has only 2 seconds to get up a shot. So they got to do so very quickly. 1 second. Isaac Wilson up and good. How about that? Isaac Wilson trying to cut down this very, very big Wapahani lead. 30-11 will do it for our first half score. We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, Aiden Wilson was able to sit down with weight class teacher Coach Richmond for our halftime interview. That'll be up next here on the Arabian Sports Network, 91.7 WEEM.
91.7 WEEM delivers the best variety of songs, news, and is student run. We produce imaging pieces, live broadcasts, content, podcasts, and more. Our students work hard every day to improve our station. You can support our station by following us on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, Facebook, and YouTube. Be sure to also tune into the radio, 91.7 WEEM, on air, online, and on demand.
Welcome to halftime here at Pendleton Heights, where the Arabians are facing off against Wapahani. But my name is Aiden Wilson, and I'm joined here by Coach Richmond. Coach, how are you?
Hey, good. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, thanks for joining me. So as the winter sports season finished up and now basketball is starting off, what does this winter season look like from the strength coach's perspective, or even just in the weight room in general?
Sure. Well, I would tell you I'm not surprised to see, for example, girls basketball off and running. I mean, Coach Rogers did a great job this off season, and the girls were really committed. And so when I look at just conditioning and strength gains and things of that nature, work ethic and that, they have all those things. It's fun to see them reaping some of those rewards from all their hard work. So I know wrestling just a week or so ago in their first matches, they did really well with some specific individuals really excelling, and those guys are all guys getting it done in the weight room too. So there's a direct correlation, and it's really fun to see.
Yeah, and how do you use the weight room differently between certain off seasons? Do you do anything special towards specific sports, or do you just focus on the sport that's in season?
Well, we have so many young men and young women that play multiple sports that we have a general programming, but then at the same time there are options, for injury prevention specifically in each season, and we also do things collectively in that way too, because everybody can benefit from certain activities for shoulders, hips, ankles, things like that. So we definitely supplement our main lifts with a lot of those things, but then a lot of the coaches do some things on their own as well for those specific areas. But we don't generally train just for one sport as far as the weight room is concerned. We want to develop power and speed for everything, and really attack those most common areas to keep them out of the training room and make sure our ligaments and bones and everything are all working together.
Yeah, with that being said, how do you think being in the weight room is an advantage for some athletes?
Oh, well, for sure it develops mental toughness, and I think in every sport the mental component, is huge. And you think oftentimes we're just in there lifting weights, but it's really the days where you don't want to be in there that you're disciplined and you stick to the process of doing what's needed, and it's a long-term mindset versus in the short term. I mean, sometimes you don't see things right away, and that's where it really builds that character and toughness and that mental toughness more than anything.
Yeah, and with the new staff in the weight room this year, what improvements or changes have been made or stick out apart from the others?
Oh boy, I don't know if it's a change or not, but our energy this year has been very, very good. I think Levi Frazier, who has joined us from the social studies department, he does both filling in, and Brandon Jesse. Both of these guys help in the off season quite a bit as well, and I look at them both as kid magnets. I mean, they're relationship builders. They care about young people. They want to see them do well at whatever they do.
Yeah.
They're just really good teachers, in my opinion. And so you don't have to know a lot about weights to be in there with us. You need good energy, you need consistency, and you need to care about one another. And there's an environment down there where everybody's rooting for one another, and it's pretty fun, and it's infectious for sure.
Yeah. And you said something about summer workouts during the summer. I know certain sports do have those summer workouts or training or whichever thing they might do for their sport. How does the weight room work differently during those out-of-school months?
Well, there's a juggling act for sure and communication for shared athletes, but it's the same programming for everyone, so that makes it consistent, And I think more and more we're getting more and more coaches helping out, and that's been very beneficial. It's not easy with lay coaches. Obviously, they have daytime jobs, and so that can be challenging. So there's been some groups go at different times of the day, but everything's run through kind of the same programming, and that's where it's consistent and helpful for the student athletes. And it's definitely challenging. I mean, it's a shorter cycle because it's summer, which seems crazy, but it is definitely it's one where we don't make a ton of gains in the summer. It's about getting conditioned and ready to go for the fall, or maintaining and bridging from 9 weeks to 9 weeks.
Yeah, right.
So, but it's it's similar. Obviously, fall has an intensity that maybe winter and spring don't have, but there's so much of that going on when they're competing, whether it be summer baseball, softball, golf, tennis, or whether it's AAU basketball or team Pendleton basketball. They're all competing at the same time, so that definitely adds to excitement.
Yeah, and you are the football coach as well. So
Sure.
Being the football coach, do you see any difference between players that are in the weight room more than the others? And how would you treat, kind of the attitude in the weight room going into a game?
So I think we lift on game days. We've there's not a fear there of what we do. I mean, and going back to your summer, everybody lifts during the summer, and then everybody's playing all the time. So you kind of get used to it in the summer, really, and maybe it's a little easier in ways because you don't have to go to class. But at the same time, it's you still got to compete at a high level. And so for me, it's just one and the same. And when I'm in there, it's a blessing to get to do that and be a head football coach too. But two totally separate positions. I really take a lot of pride in coaching all the athletes, and I take a lot of ownership in that too. And I really enjoy selfishly seeing them do well in their given sport. Also, though, you can see it on the football field. And so, it isn't a surprise to me when I see young guys step up as the season progresses, because I see the growth they're making. And you can see big jumps at different times, especially in young men. There's a big development period, really sophomore to junior year. And that sophomore year, you can see guys making a lot of gains. Whether they're getting big numbers or not, you can see the flexibility, mobility. And then you see it translate out onto the field into making plays.
All right, Coach. Well, that's all I got for you today. Thanks again for joining us, and go Arabians.
Some see a student athlete working on a shot. We see a powerful lesson in persistence. Some see a student preparing for success on an exam. We see a student athlete preparing for success in life. Some see a student athlete working hard in the weight room. We see a future leader learning there are no shortcuts to success. Some see a start to a swim meet. We see the starting blocks for life. Proud to keep education in front of athletics since 1903.
Looking for something to listen to on your way home? Join Sam Duffer, Layla Reef, and Gracie Wolf every Tuesday through Friday from 3 to 5 p.m., where we make sure that all your afternoons are news-filled and fun. Get a recap of the day and a good laugh. Tune in to the Arabian Stampede here on 91.7 WEEM.
WEEM is looking for advertisers for our video sports streaming. Be a part of the Arabian Sports Network's video broadcasting, bringing football as well as boys and girls basketball to the Pendleton community and beyond. Averaging over 100 views in the first year, WEEM's video streaming will only grow, and here's your chance to get in on the ground floor. For more information, contact Christian Ruggles and become a part of the Arabian Sports Network. 91.7 WEEM.
Welcome to the Arabian Roundup with your host, Kennedy Quinn and Bella Myers. The Arabian Roundup is here every Tuesday through Friday from 5 to 7 a.m. The show rounds up your morning thoughts as they discuss the craziest of topics. From dad jokes to the latest Taylor Swift songs, the Arabian Roundup is here to perk up your mornings here on 91.7 WEEM.
For 3 from downtown in that first half, 1 for 3 from inside the arc. Isaac Andrews followed him in scoring with 11 points, and then it was Eli Andrews with 3, Camden Bell with 2, and then Mason Barton with 1. Pendleton Heights, it was Evan Mazingo leading the way, 6 points in the first half. He was 2 for 3 from downtown, 0 for 5, though, inside the arc, so for a total shooting percentage of 2 for 8. Then again, he is really the only player on this Pendleton Heights team putting up points. There's also Isaac Wilson. He hit a three-pointer at the very end of the first half. And then Aaron Cookston, who has 2 points. But as the players take the floor here for the second half, for Pendleton Heights, it looks like it's going to be the starters out there as well as Wapahani. They're going to both stick with their starters. Pendleton Heights will start with the ball here as we begin the second half. Dontrez Braxton gets it off the inbound pass from Aaron Cookston. Braxton, right wing, guarded by Nate Luce. Bounce past to Mazingo, now top of the key. Mazingo over to Cookston, right wing. Hands off to Dontrez Braxton. Braxton swings it around to the left. Right back to Cookston. And back to that right wing spot. Joe Estes has it. Now to the inside, Seth LaRavia. A lot of contact, no foul called, and another Pendleton Heights turnover on the attempted pass to Seth LaRavia. 3 ball is no good. Attempted here by Isaac Andrews, but an offensive rebound. It's Mason Barton who got a hand on it. Now here's Camden Bell, who drives in strong on Evan Mazingo. Mazingo played it well in the defensive end, but Bell with the good basket despite the contest. Aaron Cookston has it in the corner. guarded by Isaac Andrews. 3 ball from Joe Estes is no good. Rebounded Wapahani. Isaac Andrews. Now into the corner. Nick Cook with it. Cook over to Barton. Barton hands it off to Camden Bell. Back into the corner. It's Isaac Andrews with it. 3 ball here from Nate Luce is no good. Fight for the board. Picked up by Dontrez Braxton, and Braxton will give it off to Evan Mazingo as the Arabians get a good stop on the defensive end. 32-11 our score. Wapahani leads. Dontrez Braxton on the right-handed layup is no good. Rebounded Wapahani. Another miss for this Pendleton Heights team. In the first half, Pendleton Heights was 4 for 17 from the floor. We got looks like this was a 3 ball here. Corner 3 from Nate Luce is good. Luce gets started on the scoring sheet with a triple.
Wapahani just has such great ball movement just to get all those players open on that arc.
Mazingo fouled on the layup. He'll go to the line for a pair. That'll be Wapahani's first foul of the quarter. That is Isaac Andrews' 3rd foul, so he's going to have to watch himself here. Still a lot of basketball to play, and I want to point something out as Evan Mazingo hits his first free throw. You look back to last year, Pendleton Heights had a 20-point lead against this Wapahani team heading into the 4th quarter. It's kind of the other way, right? Wapahani with the 20-point lead. Sure, it's not going into the 4th. There's still 5 minutes, 45 seconds to play in the 3rd, but I guess to my point, this is definitely still a game, and although the first half was a totally different story, these two teams have seen comebacks against each other, as it looks like Pendleton Heights is now going to go to a full court press, trying to put Wapahani under some pressure. Coach Buck, so good when it comes to these in-game adjustments. One of the many things he's known for here at his time, Pendleton Heights. 3 ball here is no good from Eli Andrews. It's a bad miss. 35-13, 5:24 left to play in the 3rd. Braxton crosses the timeline for Pendleton Heights. Braxton, right wing, over to Cookston. Now in the corner. Cookston guarded by Eli Andrews, drives baseline, puts it up, no good, but Joe Estes crashes the board and finishes through with the offensive rebound in the putback basket.
Yeah, great job there by Joe Estes to make sure, be ready for anything. He was ready.
Wapahani breaks the full court press as Bell has it. The near wing. Bell spins out of contact. Dishes it over to Eli Andrews. Now in the far wing. Bounce pass to Mason Barton. Top of the key. Handoff to Nate Luce. Nick Cook. Now back over to Camden Bell. And Bell gets stripped as the Arabians force the turnover. Mazingo on the other end. Guarded by Bell. Bounce pass to Braxton. Braxton looking around. 3 ball from Mazingo. No good off the mark. Out of bounds. Last touch to Wapahani. Pendleton Heights will keep possession here to our right. As Dontrez Braxton will inbound here from the baseline. Bounce pass to Aaron Cookston to the inside and a foul called. Cookston will go to the line for 2. 35-15 our score. 4:08 left to play in the 3rd. Cookston so far in the night, 2 points. Those came in the first half. First free throw is up and good for Aaron Cookston. Last season, the senior forward, 65% from the free throw line. Definitely not his area of expertise. The second one is no good. Rebounded Camden Bell and Wapahani. Once again, Wapahani easily breaks Pendleton Heights' full court press as Camden Bell has it top of the key. Shot fake. Dishes it off to Nick Cook. Now a deep 3 here from Nate Luce is off the mark. Dontrez Braxton rebounds. As now Aaron Cookston with a wide open fast break. Good dish here from Dontrez Braxton. On the other end, it's Mason Barton with it in the corner. Nate Luce gets it. Top of the key, Mason Barton gives it right back to Camden Bell. Bell guarded by Mazingo. Wapahani wants to set up a play here. Screens Evan Mazingo, he shakes it. Now Nate Luce with it. Luce over to Barton. Eli Andrews, far wing. Andrews, bounce pass, top of the key, Nick Cook. Cook spins. Dishes it off to Mason Barton, and Wapahani just moving around the ball here, wasting no time with their 17-point lead. Steal here from Dontrez Braxton. Arabians on the other end. Corner three, Mazingo drains it. Mazingo from downtown, 35-21 our score now. 2:16 to play in the third. We got a timeout here from Wapahani. Pendleton Heights making some noise. Now the question is, can they keep this momentum going? We're going to take a quick break with the timeout. You're listening to the Arabian Sports Network, 91.7 WEEM.
This present.
Some see a student athlete working hard in the weight room. We see a future leader learning there are no shortcuts to success. Some see a start to a swim meet. We see the starting blocks for life. Proud to keep education in front of athletics since 1903.
Back to Pendleton Heights basketball on the Arabian Sports Network, 91.7 WEEM.
Welcome you back here to the Arabian Sports Network, 91.7 WEEM. 35-21 our score. Wapahani leading Pendleton Heights with 2 minutes, 16 seconds to play in the third. So far for Pendleton Heights, been all about Evan Mazingo. 9 points, 3 coming in the second half. He just hit the three-pointer that forced Wapahani to call the timeout. Pendleton Heights, of course, still trailing big on the scoreboard, but they're definitely cutting down this lead, going on a little bit of a run here late in this third quarter. Nate Luce. Bounce pass over to Camden Bell, right back to Luce. Kicks it up now, Eli Andrews with it. Sophomore guard, guarded by Mazingo. Bounce pass to Bell. Bell left wing, shot fake. Right back to Eli Andrews. Andrews looking around. Fires to Nate Luce. This looks like we've got a foul call here.
Offensive foul call.
This will be an offensive foul. Offensive foul on Nate Luce, I do believe. Yeah, Wapahani. Yeah, this is a foul on Pendleton Heights. Bit of confusion here on the floor. The ref was talking it over with head coach Matt Luce for Wapahani, and yeah, sure enough, I guess there was a miscommunication somewhere along the line, as Wapahani will be inbounding here from the baseline. Dishes it quickly to Isaac Andrews, and Andrews is fouled on his way up. It's Evan Mazingo going to get called. That's going to be his first, Arabian's second of the quarter. Andrews now going to the line for two. First one's good. That's Andrews' first basket of the second half. He had 11 in the first half.
Yeah, Isaac Andrews is averaging, last year averaged 89% from free throw.
Andrews sinks the second, goes 2 for 2 on that trip. Cooper Sims over to Seth Laravia. Now Isaac Wilson, baseline drive, finishes at the rack for 2.
Great ball movement there by the Arabians.
Isaac Andrews over to Bell. Bell tries to fit it over to Mason Martin, but it's picked off by Isaac Wilson. Wilson, Euro stepping, is blocked. Blocked away by the 6'3" Eli Andrews on the fast break. 37-23, Wapahani leading Pendleton Heights, just under a minute to play in the third. In the corner, it's Bell with it. Bell, jumper, mid-range, off the mark. Rebounded Seth Laravia, and he throws it off of the body of Eli Andrews. Last touch, Wapahani, Pendleton Heights possession. And that was a pretty hard throw, but it's legal. Evan Mazingo inbounding. Cooper Sims will take it up for Pendleton Heights. Sims guarded by Andrews. Eli Andrews, that is. Drives, right-handed, finishes at the rim. Cooper Sims, the sophomore, with the basket. His first varsity basket of his career. Wapahani on the other end. It's a turnover. Nate Luce threw it straight into the arms of Reese Kaplinger. Pendleton Heights with yet another forced turnover, and they have a chance to cut this lead to 10 here with this possession here. 10 seconds to play in the third. Reese Kaplinger gets it top of the key. Over to Mazingo. Now down inside. Seth Laravia, step back jumper. Nothing but the net. Seth Laravia at the buzzer. Pendleton Heights cuts this Wapahani lead now down to 10 points as we go into the fourth quarter. Don't you guys go anywhere. This one's heating up. 37-27. Fourth quarter up next after this break on the Arabian Sports Network, 91.7 WEE.
Some see a student athlete working on a shot. We see a powerful lesson in persistence. Some see a student preparing for success on an exam. We see a student athlete preparing for success in life. Some see a student athlete working hard in the weight room. We see a future leader learning there are no shortcuts to success. Some see a start to a swim meet. We see the starting blocks for life. Proud to keep education in front of athletics since 1903.
Back to Pendleton Heights basketball on the Arabian Sports Network, 91.7 WEEM.
We welcome you back here to Joe Buck Court on the Arabian Sports Network, 91.7 WEEM. 37-27 our score. Wapahani leading Pendleton Heights heading into the fourth quarter. Wapahani will start with possession, opening up the fourth, as Isaac Andrews will get it off of the inbound. He takes it up, guarded by Isaac Wilson. Camden Bell gets it, right wing. Bell looking around. Chest pass over to Nick Cook. Cook looking around. Right back to Bell, now near wing. Bell guarded by Laravia. Gives it over to Isaac Andrews. Andrews hesitates on the shot, doesn't take it. Instead, gives it over to Nate Luce. Right back to Isaac Andrews. Andrews going to get the foul on the shot. Misses it, but he'll go to the line for 2 shots here. It was a baseline jumper. He couldn't connect, but I guess the ref saw a bit too much body there from Isaac Wilson. That's his first. First one's up and good for Isaac Andrews as Isaac Wilson talks it over with the ref.
Yeah, Isaac Andrews against in that game against Muncie Central, he went 50% from the field and had 28 points.
Isaac Andrews misses the second. It's his first free throw miss of the game. Arabians now going the other way. Cooper Sims with the top of the key, drives right side, puts it up. A difficult layup is no good. Rebounded Wapahani. 38-27 our score. Raiders with the lead. A turnover here. Reese Kaplinger stripped Nate loose, and Kaplinger finishes on the other end with a nice defensive play there.
A great job from Reese Kaplinger to go up and close out any gap that Wapahani had on Cooper Sims there.
Camden Bell over to Nate Luce. Luce rolls it to Isaac Andrews. Andrews looking to settle things down here. Bell. Now Nate Luce, right back to Isaac Andrews. Andrews top of the key, guarded by Mazingo. Got a foul here against Pendleton Heights. My guess is it's Cooper Sims on the push, and sure enough, it was off the ball, but on the ground here. Wapahani inbounding from their baseline. Travel call here. This is Nick Cook. Tried to back down Isaac Wilson. Wilson almost tried to take the charge. Didn't get the call, but he almost tripped up Nick Cook, and the travel was the call. I'm not sure if that was the best call there. If anything, you'd call a charge, but either way, Pendleton Heights going to get possession right back here. Isaac Wilson having some trouble. Blocking foul called. That's Isaac Andrews, Isaac Andrews' fourth foul. So he's really got to watch himself here. (38-29). Wapahani leads. 6:03 left to play in the fourth. Isaac Wilson gets it, top of the key, drives left hand, no foul, a lot of contact. Oh, there's the foul. Late call. Wilson misses the shot, but he'll go to the line for a pair. Now with these two shots here, he can bring this into a 7-point Wapahani lead. Now, just a reminder, Wapahani had a 19-point lead heading into the half break, but after a very successful third quarter for Pendleton Heights, they're cutting down this lead rather quickly. Wilson hits the first.
Isaac Wilson last year was 81% from the charity stripe.
Second one is up and good as well. Wilson now up to 7 points on the night. Pendleton Heights in these first two games of the season very good in the third quarter. Against Anderson, they put up 17 points in the third quarter. As well as here this evening, they're definitely making a comeback, and a lot of that success has been in that quarter three. Mason Barton with it, over to Bell. Bell, left wing. Dishes it off to Nick Cook, who then hands it off to Nate Luce. Good ball movement here from Wapahani. Eli Andrews, guarded by Kaplinger. Over to Camden Bell. Bell has it in the backcourt, drives, floater, off the mark. Good rebound there from Cooper Sims, and the foul to follow suit. That's Mason Barton who gets caught on the foul off of the rebound. That's going to be his second foul and Wapahani's third team foul here in the fourth quarter. Cooper Sims crossing the timeline for Pendleton Heights. Sims with it, gets a screen from Kaplinger, dumps it off to Mazingo. Mazingo for three, off the mark. Out of bounds, last touch Pendleton Heights. Wapahani will get the ball back. 4:36 left to play. Now, right now it's a 7-point game. Pendleton Heights, a lot of the success has come from the defensive end. As I mentioned earlier, Wapahani had 30 points heading into the locker rooms at halftime, now with only 38. So Pendleton Heights hoping to continue this defensive success. Isaac Andrews nearly had his pass stolen away. But here's Nick Cook knocking down the three. Nick Cook has been lethal from long range so far tonight. Wilson on the other end for three is no good, and a good rebound there by Wapahani. 10-point game. Nate Luce. Luce drives, kicks it in the corner. Another three here. A foul call here on the ground. At least the ref signaled on the ground. This is on Reese Kalpinger. No, this isn't on the ground, excuse me. I don't know what the ref was signaling there, but yeah, a foul on the three-point shot. So Nick Cook with 3 free throw shots here. Cook makes his first.
Nick Cook now is up to 16 points on the game.
Second one, good as well. Last season, Nick Cook, 69% from the free throw line. And he's been the big name here for Wapahani so far tonight. He's got a timeout here. 43-31 our score, 3 minutes, 50 to play in the fourth quarter. We're going to take a quick break. You're listening to the Arabian Sports Network, 91.7 WEEM.
This present 91.7 WEEM delivers the best variety of songs, news, and is student run. We produce imaging pieces, live broadcasts, content, podcasts, and more. Our students work hard every day to improve our station. You can support our station by following us on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, Facebook, and YouTube. Be sure to also tune into the radio, 91.7 WEEM. On air, online, and on demand.
7 WEEM.
Welcome you back here to the Arabian Sports Network, 91.7 WEEM. 43-31 our score, 3 minutes, 51 seconds to play in the fourth. Wapahani leading over the Pendleton Heights Arabians. But so far for Pendleton Heights, of course, heading into halftime, they were trailing 30-11. But in the third quarter, they cut down this Wapahani lead. The lowest, or I guess the shortest lead that Wapahani had was only 7 points, but they are starting to climb back up now with a 12-point lead and a free throw looming. They're definitely not over. Still 4 minutes of play. And as the Arabians have proved in this game alone, comeback is definitely not out of the question here. Third free throw is good for Nick Cook. He goes 3 for 3 on the trip. As Dontrez Braxton now with it for Pendleton Heights, going the other way. Mazingo has it, left wing, bounce backs to Cookston. Cookston finds Braxton, gets a screen from Cookston, and then Aaron will get it off of the pick and fade. Cookston tries to drive baseline, rejected. A corner three from Mazingo, no good. Fight for the board, bounced around and picked up by Wapahani. Camden Bell. Over to Eli Andrews. Andrews thought about the three, doesn't take it. Here's a three. Nate Luce from way downtown. It's the left wing. It's off the mark and no good. Pendleton Heights right back going the other way. Dontrez Braxton spins, shoots, makes it. Good shot from Braxton. He's now on the score sheet with 2 points.
Dontrez Braxton averaged 4.4 points per game last year. He had 1 against Anderson, but 5 rebounds.
Wapahani attacking the left. Eli Andrews. Right back to Camden Bell. Bell between the rings. Wapahani is just going to want to move this ball around and waste off as much clock as they can. Got to push. Cooper Sims on the foul. Mason Barton was the one who drew it. And this will be foul number 4 for the Arabians. Cooper's second. We got a timeout here by the Arabians. We're going to take a quick break with them. 44-33 our score, 2:13 left to play in the fourth. You're listening to the Arabian Sports Network, 91.7 WEEM.
This WEEM is looking for advertisers for our video sports streaming. Be a part of the Arabian Sports Network's video broadcasting, bringing football as well as boys and girls basketball to the Pendleton community and beyond. Averaging over 100 views in the first year, WEEM's video streaming will only grow, and here's your chance to get in on the ground floor. For more information, contact Christian Ruggles and become a part of the Arabian Sports Network. 91.7 WEEM.
The Arabian Sports Network, 91.7 WEEM.
We welcome you back here to the Arabian Sports Network. 44-33 our score. Wapahani leading Pendleton Heights with 2:13 left to play in the fourth. For Pendleton Heights in this last 2 minutes, their goal is to force turnovers, right? Wapahani is going to do everything in their power to just move the ball around and waste off as much clock as they can. And for Pendleton Heights, you got to stop that from happening without fouling. You're just one foul away from putting Wapahani in the bonus. And, of course, the last thing you need is more points on the board. Nate Luce will get it off of the inbound in the corner. And here comes the trap. Foul here. Dontrez Braxton gets the call. Didn't see too much contact there, but ref saw a different story down there. And that'll be 5th foul for the Arabians, so that'll send Nate Luce to the line for 2 shots. Last season, Nate Luce, a 70% free throw shooter. Very comfortable from that spot. Makes his first. Extends this Wapahani lead now to 12 points with 2 minutes to play. Second one is good as well for Nate Luce. 2 for 2 on that trip. Isaac Wilson will come in for Dontrez Braxton. Cooper Sims crosses the half-court line for Pendleton Heights. Gives it over to Isaac Wilson. Wilson back out to Aaron Cookston. Cookston hands off to Wilson. Wilson drives, fires. 3-ball. Cooper Sims off the mark, but an offensive rebound and a finish. Seth Arabia misses and is blocked. Blocked by Mason Barton. A good defensive possession there, and Seth Arabia can't finish through on the shot. A steal, though, here for Pendleton Heights. 3-ball, Mazingo from the corner. It's good. Mazingo from downtown. Timeout here for Wapahani. 10-point game. We'll stay right here, though. As I was mentioning earlier, the goal right now for Pendleton Heights is force turnovers. Don't foul. Any foul results in 2 free throw shots in the way Wapahani has been shooting from all over the floor. You definitely don't want to send them to the free throw line. But for the offensive end for Pendleton Heights, I mean, they've definitely been doing so much better here in the second half. But it's just they dug themselves a hole in that first quarter, specifically the first half, really, that they just couldn't get themselves out of.
Yeah, I mean, the Arabians, Evan Mazingo has been leading the way with scoring. He's been almost leading this team, just trying to take control. Also, I've seen Dontrez Braxton just trying to help the team, trying to slow him down. Isaac Wilson's really come out with 7 points, but it's just so tough. This Wapahani Raiders team, just so dominant from the 3-point arc. It's just so tough to defend when you got all of them moving around those back cuts. It's just really tough to guard.
Yeah, we were talking about it at halftime. I was telling Ryan how this Wapahani team is really shaped like a college team. Just the way their plays are drawn up. Coach Matt Luce has really got something going there. You know, off-ball screens, getting open three-pointers, and when you got just a gigantic list of lethal three-point scorers like Wapahani has, all it takes is a couple good screens and you make your shots. You're practically unbeatable, and that's exactly why this Wapahani team went to quarterfinals of state last year. Isaac Andrews gets it off of the inbound. Here comes the full court press for Pendleton Heights. Wapahani breaks it as Nate Luce gets it through Got a foul here. Pendleton has to be forced to foul. This is Evan Mazingo's second personal. Don't matter what the number is for the Arabians, as they are already over 5 fouls. As now Nate Luce will go to the line for 2 shots, makes his first.
Nate Luce averaged 4.6 points per game last year, had 3 against Muncie Central.
This is the second off of the front iron. In the corner, Isaac Wilson puts it up, finishes through. Nice job by Isaac Wilson there, getting the basket despite the contact. 38-47, 50 seconds to play in the fourth. Wapahani leading. Isaac Andrews with it, in trouble. Gets out of it, foul. This is Cooper Sims. Sims tried to get his arms into the cookie jar there to try to rip it out or at least get a jump ball, but too much contact. Once again, Nate Luce will go to the line for a pair. (38-47). Pendleton Heights trailing, 42.2 seconds to play. Nate Luce makes the first. 48-38. Makes the second, 49-38. Sims going to let the ball roll here. Save as much clock as he can. Drives. Gets stripped. Good defense there from Isaac Andrews. 49-38. 42.8 seconds to play in the fourth. Got a foul here. This one is Evan Mazingo once again, his third. Andrews going to the line for 2. First one's up and good for Andrews, and this game pretty much in the books. Wapahani will advance to 2-0. Pendleton Heights falls to 0-2. Andrews makes his second as well. 2 for 2 on that trip. 51-38. 32.8 seconds to play in the fourth.
Isaac Andrews up to 16 points on the game.
Yeah, Wapahani going to send in some of their JV, more bench players here, as this game pretty much all sealed up. Evan Mazingo misses the 3. Now 25 seconds to play. Got another foul here. Cooper Sims going to get called with a push. That's his 4th. Isaac Andrews going back to the line for 2 shots. Now Isaac Andrews, despite the impressive now 17-point night, here in the second half, Pendleton Heights has done an okay job containing him. He was in foul trouble, so we did see quite a bit of bench time, but only 6 points here in, now 7 points in the second half. You consider he averaged 17 last season, as well as 28 in that first game against Muncie Central. Pendleton Heights has done an okay job defending him. Another missed 3. This time it's Cooper Sims. No good from deep. 12 seconds to play, and it looks like Coach Joe Buck will call off the Dogs, and that'll do it for this evening's game. Final score, 53-38. Wapahani coming away with the win, advancing to 2-0. Pendleton Heights taking their second loss on the year, going to 0-2. Unfortunately, not able to come away with their home opener win